Hi crafters, welcome back to my channel, Margaret Knob Designs. So good morning to you. This is a collaboration, hashtag Christmas 365, and I have a little bit of a different video for you this time around. I wanted to share with you a technique that I learned from another crafter. And the crafter that I learned this from was MayMay made it. And I will put a link to her channel down in the description box below so that you do have it. And take a look at her channel and take a look at her technique for doing this. She's probably going to give you a better example than what I can give you, but I've got a couple that I just want to show you. It'll take just a minute and it'll make it's I think it's just great. So what it is taking paper that is not normally good for a mini album, because that's what I do most of the time, or something that you're just not sure how to cut it, how to take care of it, because you want to use it, but you're just not sure how to use it because there's 1 or 2 pages left. And it might have been one that you didn't want to put in a mini album. So let's get into the technique, but before I do, make sure that at the end of this video that you check out the other crafters in the description box below, and kind of jump to their channels to see what they have. And again, this is a little bit of a different Christmas 365. It'll show you a technique that I am going to use for some of those leftover Christmas papers. So the first thing I'm going to show you with a different collection, not a Christmas collection, and then I'll show you the Christmas collection that I use. This is a sheet of paper. I only have a couple of these sheets left. I absolutely love this piece of paper, but if I don't have enough to make a whole mini album, what am I going to do with this? And on the other side, great, beautiful colors. So this is not Christmas, but I thought this would be a good example to show you. So how do you cut up a paper like this, or what do you do with it if you only have one left? Which, again, this is my favorite paper. I've used it in my mini album that I created with this collection. And I think I got this collection, this is an older collection from Blue Fern, and I got it at Country Craft Creations as a part of my design team project. So what this is taking this kind of a sheet of paper and making 6 cards out of 6 cards out of it, and just cutting it so that you can make a great design. I'm not going to show you the whole cards and not everything done, because I'm sure you'll be able to see what I'm talking about, because I don't want the video to be too long. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this sheet, we're going to turn it over so we're not looking at this side, and I am going to make 6 cards, and I am going to make them portrait style, not I can't even think what the name is, portrait or the long one. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this sheet of paper, and I'm going to cut this 3 strips at 4 inches, because I like to do leave a 1/4 of an inch, or which is then 1/8 of an inch all the way around on my cards. And so if I cut it at 4 inches, I get these 3 sheets. And then I'm going to go back and I'm going to cut each one of these at 5 1/4 so that it still gives me the same edge on around my card. Ooh, that's the wrong one. And then don't throw these away, save this, and we're going to not look at any of this until we are all done cutting. And then we'll take a look at the other side. And the reason to do this is because then this way you're not tempted to cut something, how you think it would best look. I've done this on one other card or one other sheet of paper, and you know, it came out okay. It wasn't the best, but you know, it's one of those background sheets that I think I can doctor it up a little bit, but I can still have used it, and it's got some beautiful colors on it. And I'll show you that one as well. Okay, so there we go. We've cut every single piece of that paper, no waste, because we will use these. If I wanted to, I could cut these in half, and I would have a little strip of paper for inside of each of the 6 cards at the bottom of the card. So that can be used, or it can be used on the front of the card. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to turn these over. And if I turn this over, we can see that there's lace coming up here. There is the wings of the dragonfly on this. We can use that with just leaving it just as it is, or we could put a strip down here to cover, maybe we wanted to accent it. And here's another sheet. And look at this one. Look at how gorgeous this comes out. And understand this is half of the dragonfly, but it still looks gorgeous. Sorry, I'm looking at it more for myself. And then we've got another piece that came out like this. Another piece that came out like this. And you can see that if I was cutting this, I wouldn't cut that Z off of there. But I think it looks beautiful just the way it is. And look at this gorgeous piece of the paper. It looks great. There's not much other than putting a sentiment on here that I really need to do. But the beauty of this is that I do have, what did I do with them? Oh, here. I do have this sheet left from the cut aparts. I didn't use this one up either. These were like the last 2. So you can see if there's one that I don't like as well, I can just use one of my cut aparts to cover that up, and then it matches it exactly, and it just looks like everything should go together. Now let me show you another, here, let me show you these strips too. Here's these strips. You can turn it over to this side, or I can use this side. If I didn't like, this side is beautiful, or I can use this side as well. Because understand, it's all one collection. So all the colors work really, really well together, and I can get 6 cards out of that. Now there is another one, and I'm going to put a picture of this piece of the paper. I already cut it up ahead of time, and I'll put that picture in here somewhere so that you can see it. This was one that I thought turned out okay. It didn't turn out perfect, but it did turn out okay. It is with some deer, and these can be for Christmas cards. And there you can see the deer head there, but you see that you have a lot of room for doing a lot with this sheet of paper. This is beautiful almost all on its own. Again, this one too is beautiful all on its own with the deer here. This one didn't turn out so good. So for me, on this one, what I would use probably is one of my cut aparts and maybe cut one of these down, or I still have other pieces of ephemera, or I could put you know, a larger strip along here and do something with that. This is probably the only one that didn't turn out the greatest, but it still works. And then look at that one, how beautiful that one is. There is a deer or a buck in the background there, but it's not, you know, it's not prominent. So I just wanted to show you this little trick, and I encourage you to try it, especially with those pages. If you're a scrapbooker and you don't like those pages with a big wreath on them or a really huge image in the middle, I've seen some of those done that MayMay has done that were just gorgeous. And oh, these are my strips for the bottom of my cards. And these could be used on the front. They don't have to be used on the inside. I mean, I can use these, you know, going across this way, or, you know, use this going across this way. Just whatever I would like to do with these strips, but it's all used. the whole sheet of the paper is used and I'm not wasting anything. But I'm encouraging you to go over to number one, MayMay made it, her channel, and she's got some recent videos. I believe they're labeled under like using up your stash, like that. And then once you get a chance to look at that, also take a look at the collaborators in the description box below. They will have some beautiful things to share with you. So I hope this was useful for your time today. Thank you for sharing your time with me today. And I wish you a wonderful, oh, it's actually going to be June, right? So I wish you a wonderful June coming up, and we'll see you next month. Thank you.